Yo, what's up guys? Chase the Bro here, and welcome back to another Dark Souls 3 DLC weapon showcase. So today I'm going to be showcasing the Crucifix of a Mad King, which is a halberd, and honestly I'm not a halberd user, but this one has me transitioning slowly. This weapon has great range, and the hyper armor makes it a beast to contend with. Its moveset is that of a standard halberd, but what really makes it unique and fun to play with is its weapon arts. For those of you who have yet to experience this weapon in battle, when you use the left trigger it initiates a stun attack, and you can follow it up with a right trigger and it initiates one of 3 randomized moves. Which is a bit tricky at times because you can't plan ahead, but I mean, that makes it all the more fun to PvP with. So the 3 moves that this weapon art can give you include Perseverance, which gives you poise so you can just smack through any opponent's attacks and not worried about being staggered. It also includes a Roar, which is my personal favorite because you can chain it together with moves and it knocks a horde of enemies down. And the last one that you just seen is a Vexation, where a magic ball follows you around and then explodes randomly. You need to be cautious with the magic exploding ball though, because it does do damage to you if you don't dodge when it explodes. Getting back to the Roar though, you're actually able to combo the Roar into a moveset. I'm not sure if it's a true combo or not, but if you light attack and you're close enough to the opponent to do the left trigger, you're able to follow it up with a Roar. See there, he was too far away from me. So I'm pretty sure it's not a true combo, but throughout this video you'll see me doing it often, and it does sometimes connect, so I'm not sure. Like during this fight, I killed this guy in one combo just because he was close enough to me and it connected. So I'm pretty sure if your opponent is right up on you when you light attack and you connect the left trigger, you can follow it up with the R2 and it will connect. So I'm going to go ahead and say it's not a true combo, but it all has to do with your positioning. If they're close to you, it's going to connect if you happen to get the Roar in that combo. As for the Vexation weapon art, I find that personally the most amusing one, just because a lot of people aren't used to this weapon yet, so they have no idea what's going to happen when it's behind you. They kind of avoid you and stop attacking, which in my opinion is a mistake because it allows me to run towards you and time my roll in order to connect the blast. For those of you who are actually using the Crucifix of the Mad King, when you get the Vexation, you want to stay really close to your enemy because it has a pretty decent hitbox and it does a pretty decent amount of damage, so use that to your advantage. As for the Perseverance buff, when you get this one, you want to keep the pressure on your opponent constantly because they can't stagger you in this moment, so you're able to just swing away, use your heavy attacks, and try to finish them off while you have the buff. I'd also like to mention that this weapon does dark damage as well as its physical damage, so when you're creating a build, keep in mind that it scales pretty well off Faith, and it can also be buffed, so I like to imbue mine with the Human Pine Resin whenever I can. It adds some extra dark damage. I just started using this weapon, so I haven't had a chance to optimize a build for it, but I see some great potential in an overpowered build for this weapon. So I'm just going to take you on over to my armor so I can show you the stats of the weapon and my personal stat layout that I've been using for this video. Alright bros, looking at the Crucifix of the Mad King, it is a weapon that has a requirement of 19 in strength, 10 in intelligence, and 14 in faith, but it mostly scales off strength and faith. And what I find strange about the scaling with this weapon is when I was reallocating my points, after 26 strength, I was only getting 1 extra damage per point return, so it really wasn't worth it, which is strange because it should scale better with strength than faith. But at 26 faith, I was still getting 3 damage per point, so I put it all the way up to the soft cap, which was 40. After that, I was only seeing 1 damage return per point, so that's why I stopped it there. Although this was a nice surprise for me because I was able to use the 14 points that I thought I would have to use in strength and put them towards my attunement and my vitality, because in order to use this weapon and keep the armor that I like on, I had to invest 5 points into my vitality, and because I planned on using the weapon art a lot, I wanted to have a pretty decent FP bar. That's pretty much it for the Crucifix of the Mad King weapon, but as for the rest of my armor, I always keep a Castus imbued with a Simple Gem on me because it replenishes my mana slowly, and I can keep using the weapon arts of my weapons. I am actually wearing the blindfold mask because this weapon does do dark damage and I imbue it with the Human Pine Resin, so it's a bonus to have extra dark damage. I'm wearing the Ring Knight armor because it looks amazing. And I always keep a life ring plus 3 on most of my builds because I like having a higher health pool. As well, I keep the Ring of Steel Protection plus 3 because I like having a high damage absorption. And the Ring of Favor plus 3 is just my favorite ring. It increases your health, stamina, and equip load. And the final ring is really up to you. I just threw on the Cloyanthy ring plus 3 because I play aggressively and I like to have my stamina recovering at a pretty fast rate. But you could use the Dark Clutch Ring if you wanted, but I think the Human Pine Resin is fair enough. You don't really need to. And the Blindfold Mask adds to the damage, so it's fine. And yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. That's what I used for this weapon so far. As for the location of the Crucifix of the Mad King, after you've defeated the Slave Knight Gael, you're going to want to make your way to the Filianor's Rest bonfire. And then keep right when walking through the desert, and you're going to come across a destroyed building. I'm not sure what it was, honestly. And once you're in here, you're going to be invaded, eventually. It took a little bit of time for me, I'm not sure why, but Shira's going to invade you, and just take her out, and then you have the Crucifix of the Mad King. Boom. Thank you for watching. Let me know what you think of the weapon in the comments. For those of you who are just tuning in, subscribe to my channel for some more Dark Souls 3 content. And for those of you who are subscribed, you should definitely ring that bell so you know when I upload. As always, guys, thank you for watching. Chase the Bro out.